hang tight, my spiritual friends. The sun and the moon are in Aries. Let's discuss. As soon as the sun leaves Pisces and enters Aries, the energy field is so aggressively wild. It's so implosive, it almost feels like you have to really take cover. I'm sure you've all felt it. If a metaphysical and sensitive person gets almost wired by it, surely anybody must be feeling the incredible change of energy fields from the placid, water-like Piscean rivers to this aggressive Mars-like flaming explosion of energy flows. I feel like there are 40 metric tons of dynamite in my heart, and they are just about ready to explode. So you know what? You just can't, you can't fake it. I've wanted each one of my YouTube videos to be as real as possible. I don't think it gets any more real than when the sun enters Aries. It's potent, and you feel everything at once. So how does a Aries sun and now Aries moon begin? For Danny, it's intense. So the doorbell rings on a day I'm going to be giving a lecture at one of the local libraries. There's a couple hundred people coming to see me. I'm trying to get myself into the zone. I'm getting myself dressed, and you know, I don't mind. I like when they come to the door, and they've got some very interesting information and great artwork in it. I always take it with graciousness, and I like to read it, and I find it very inspiring. Of course, as I'm receiving this information from them about where the latest religious, spiritual happening will be, I'm applying my double broom pin that I designed, that my wife created for me, onto my lapel. So I'm taking their paperwork, they're looking at me apply this. I don't know what they're thinking, because I don't know anybody else is going to be wearing a double broom pin on their lapel, but it's sort of, you know, I gotta be me, and I'm being gracious to them. They took it pretty kindly. But I'm sure I could feel from them that mixed sense of, you know, what planet is he from? Well, I'll tell you what planet I'm from. I'm from the planet of kindness. So I gave this lecture. It was kind of funny, actually. I'm coming up the stairs, and a sweet lady is coming down the steps to the lecture hall. I'm going up to get more of my paintings to show. And she says to me, "You're leaving this presentation before it starts?" And I said to her, "I don't know if I believe in all this psychic schmikic stuff." She giggled and just was like, "Oh, too bad." And of course, when I come back down with my artwork, and the lady that was supposed to, I assumed was going to introduce me, was she was too shy. So I had to introduce myself. So there I come up to the, in front of the audience saying, "Hello everybody, I'm Daniel." And the lady in the front row just burst out laughing, because here I was mocking myself, and I'm the speaker that day. So there's Aries energy for you. However, what kind of just threw me is, you know, that day, my mentor, Kreskin, was speaking. He was hitting the stage at the same time I was. We were just hitting separate stages. It was also Edgar Cayce's birthday that day. So I'm trying to pull in Cayce's energy, whose books I bought when I was just a little boy. I'm enthralled with Kreskin, so I'm trying to pull in his energy field, because he's such a man of truth. He doesn't like to call himself a psychic, medium, mystic, whatever. He just doesn't like, he's never wanted to do it. He wants to be a, he's either the amazing Kreskin or he's a mentalist. I'm still trying to find the word that best describes what I do, rather than all the panacea of words that are out there right now. But those are the energies I tried to pull in that afternoon when I spoke quite successfully. So I pulled in the best energy I could from the gentleman that I appreciate the most, and I don't know if the sound system was so great that afternoon for everybody, but I tried to project as loud as I can, which I know I tend to fluctuate up and down. I did the best I could. I certainly psychically did the best I could. And I read a lot of dudes in the audience, because I know sometimes they get disregarded. There was a guy in the back who I picked out. He was such a good guy, and I really wanted to read for him. And I tell you, it was all he could do, man. He just kept taking his sweatshirt and rubbing his eyes, because he was crying so much, because he's working on the, it gets overwhelming. He was working on the Friendship Tower in New York City, and he keeps coming home on the train with the spirits of the deceased. He doesn't know what to do to kind of shake them, or to place them, or where to put them. So I helped him. we spoke about how to take each step, or to along his stops along the way where certain spirits could be placed, or closer to their homes. You could see he was overwhelmed, but I gave him a gift of fragrance as aromatherapy to lift his spirits. And ironically, a few seats down was his wife, who was wearing the fragrance I gave him as a gift, that I myself bought and brought with me that night to give someone. Turns out it was him that afternoon, and he gives it to his wife, who happened to be wearing it that day. This was just another version of it, which was, to me, was just like, that was a synchronicity in itself. And of course, as it always happens, while I'm speaking and doing these exceptional readings for people, a grumpy old man gets up while I'm speaking and makes a point of apparently that he's getting up and he's frustrated with me, and has to roll his eyes at the program director before he abandons the presentation, as if, what use is this guy? Now, ironically, it was my wife that told me this was going on, because I'm so in the zone when I'm reading for people that I didn't even know this guy got up and did this. So, you know, thankfully, men psychics are fantastic. We're mentally handicapped. I can only focus on one thing at a time. I can't multitask, so nothing distracts me. I often have to tell the girls in the audience, the gals, turn off your cell phones, because it wouldn't annoy me, but it'll annoy every other gal in the audience, because they're multitasking. But you know, if you don't like the presentation, don't go. But this was the kind of guy. I mean, this is where the classic Grumpy Old Man movie comes from. It's like, I don't think if I actually imploded in flames, I don't think it would have impressed him anyway. But at least he left. I'm an alligator. Anyway, so I've been doing a lot of reads this week. In all this Aries, or Pisces cusp Aries energy, steam, fire and water, steam. So a young man came for a reading. I had to access his deceased friend. That's not what I was prepared to do for this read. And when you're accessing the young that have passed away, it's awful. And I think what was particularly sad for me is that this young man was yearning for the simple things in life, like sex. I mean, it was that simple. He didn't want the world. It turns out after the reading, this young man admitted that that's the kind of guy he was. That's what he did like. So at least I knew I was in the right zone. This young man that came to be read, by the way, brought me a beautiful photo of the full moon that he took. I had read him a few weeks ago at an incredible, it was in Westbury, it was an incredible evening of readings. People were still talking about it, and I picked up circles and moons and energies and all this vibrational field from him. So as a gift to me, he had remembered we discussed such things and brought me a photograph of the full moon. Anyway, because he listens, and I had mentioned in my green video that nothing could be luckier than getting a aventurine from a guy in winter, and it hadn't quite become the spring equinox, we're just days away from it. He heard me say aventurine from a guy in winter can bring you great abundance and lots of luck. It'd be something wonderful for you. So he brought me a green aventurine. No one had done it before. I think 1 million people have heard me say it, but no one had actually done it. It meant the world to me. Then, of course, there's a guy I read this week, and by the way, if you hear if you can hear it on film, I don't know if you can. The landscapers are out there, the kids are screaming, the birds are chirping, it's Aries energy. But here's another example, though, something that really throws you. A guy comes from Florida to be read. And skeptical? Yeah, I guess it's another one of those. You can't do enough to impress certain individuals. So I'm not informed of anything in advance because I don't ask to be, but as it turns out, I have to access his daughter, who has facilitated her own passing. So she's coming through, and so is explicit energy fields. But to him, in order for me to prove myself, what's her name? You know, so because it turns out, as I've discovered when I access her, she's an aggressive and powerful Sagittarius. Her message to him was, I have no desire, Dad, to placate you by telling this guy to tell you what my name is. You know my name. Instead, I'm concerned with blank, and I give him his granddaughter's name, which blew his mind, because it's a very unusual name. She says, now that this young lady has turned from 17 to 18, she understands why I did, and what I did, rather, and why I did it. That matters more to me than whether he tells you my name or not. The difference with the metaphysical mind is I see everything in polarities. So while everyone is enjoying the spring, and the flowers are bursting through the cold earth, and they're singing, the earth rather, it sings in flowers. However, because I see the polarities in everything, I'm seeing something that others aren't. All of these hyacinths and crocus and daffodils and birds and hoarding insects and all this energy that's coming out of the earth, to me are the voices of the dead. This is what they're coming through from. The cold earth and those that have passed away. I see September when I pick up April. I see Halloween when I pick up May Day. This is just the way, this is the way the metaphysical mind works. It's very unusual. I'm not complaining, I love it, but it's very different. So here we are at the time of the year where, I don't know if you've done this before, you still could possibly do when you see this video soon. Eggs stand on end at the spring equinox, fat end down. You can lay them on a surface and they'll stand on end. It doesn't happen at the full equinox. Some might say it happens other times of the year. I've never been able to make it happen except at the equinox, the spring equinox time, when eggs stand on end. I don't know if there's any scientific research on the subject matter, but I'm convinced rather it's the magnetic fields and the magic of the earth. Problematic health is such a sad affair. I've gone for MRIs this week, alone. You go into those school buses going by. You go into that chamber because this isn't those modern open equipment. So you're in this mummy case, and as you near towards the end of the MRI, it heats up to the point where your blood starts to feel like it's boiling. It's a very unusual experience, and it makes you a little panic stricken. And then I have to, because my younger brother has been recently being diagnosed with the Celtic curse. Hemochromatosis, high iron in the blood. I had to go and get my blood checked this week, and of course, again, another thing, a sad affair of health. I go by myself, and you know, you're born alone, you die alone, you go to the healthcare facilitators alone. So he's jabbing me with the needle. I love this doctor a lot, but he's jabbing me and jabbing me and jabbing me, and I know I don't like needles because I'm a guy, I'm a baby. But I mean, I had my hip done many times, so you think I'd be used to it by now. But it's hurting me. It's hurting me. So it turns out, after much poking and prodding and no blood, other than it's just everywhere, it turns out there's an obstruction in the needle. Thank you, China. So I look like a heroin addict. Fortunately, you can't really see it on film anymore. The black and blue is going away. But this is Aries energy, man. It's just like, it's Mars energy. It's aggressive. It's gonna get you. There's a young man that got killed this week on LAE. The sun has been so intense that the glare went into this man's eyes as he was driving. This guy my age, and hit this poor kid. My wife had to show me the picture of this boy on the front page of the papers. This boy is beautiful. I mean, he is beautiful. And to think that he's gone, I feel so bad for his family. But again, it's that sun. It's that freaking sun. It's been intense. It's been out of control. I mean, it's gotten to the point now where, as you know, there's a sun explosion every day. There's tornadoes, 30 of them or so a day. There's earthquakes, or like 40 now a day. It's not going to end as the earth changes. The world's not coming to an end. There are plenty of friends of mine that I love dearly that have recently been diagnosed with stage 4 cancers. I am at my wit's end, praying to God that I'll do anything for them, that they be okay. They've done plenty of things for me in my lifetime, and I want them to live. So, you know, I need more time, and we don't have it. I just want to go on and on and on and just get all of this off my chest. But basically what it boils down to is expression, energies. So, let me just recite something. I want to recite something for you guys first, a little poem, and then we'll do some readings. Anyway, Aries energy is about being reactionary. So whether my eyes well up with tears, or whether my teeth show because I'm smiling, it's all real, and it's all Aries energy. And this is a little something I wrote for you guys. Let me see if I can read my own handwriting. You are free to be yourself around me. I celebrate you. You have the right to reason the way you do. I'm sure you have your reasons. The new moon, they call it the seed moon, by the way. The new moon is pulling at our heartstrings, playing all the violins. But dear God, please help us all. Make it just a little easier. Ease up on the pressure so we can breathe, so we can get some relief. So we can say we're sorry if we have to, and be forgiven if we need to. Okay, so time is of the essence. Let's do a read. Voila! Okay. All right, let's see what comes through. So, the top card I put on top is Sun and Aries. It's called Virtue. And you know what? That's what it's all about. Let's see what the vibrational fields have to say now that we're in this vibrational field. The energy fields that are very current, and they say that the paw of the water dragon, once it steps into spring, it's officially the dragon year. So prior to it, although we've been in a dragon year, it's felt like a little golden rabbit year still. Well, those days are gone, because now it's a dragon year and it feels like one. So let's see what the first vibrational field has to say. Number one wants to tell us exactly what I said earlier. October. Because that's what's going to come through for me. I'm sorry. It's going to be April. It's going to be May. But I'm going to be thinking of the polarities. When the veil between the worlds is very thin. Gossamer thin. And the spirits now that are coming through are singing through flowers. But those flowers aren't fooling me. They're beautiful. But I know what they're singing. We are closer to the spirit world than we've ever been before. Welcome to the spirit world. The second vibrational field says this. Well, although it's a painting I did of myself back in 88, 1788, it was a good year. Anyway, the vibrational field represents a gift that you've been given in 2012, the year of the water-breathing dragon. Creative visualization. Again, creative visualization. You think it, and it happens. So don't think you're powerless. Do not allow yourself to think that way. Don't be like that. I mean, I'm whining in this video about the things that I've been through. I got a boo-boo because the doctor couldn't get the needle. You know what? There are a lot of people that have it a whole lot worse. Like the young man who's not here anymore. And you know what? The longer you live, maybe the more it's going to hurt. But it's okay. Because you guys have the power to creatively visualize the world you want, the way you want children to think and be and love, and the world that they can live in. It's a power. It's a gift from God. If you believe in God. Just had an argument with someone this week over that. The atheist who believes nothing. Miserable person, but okay. And the third vibrational field. Let's bring in a fourth with it, because not enough information. Okay. It discusses, what it's telling me is a time frame. That's why I had to go further. It's telling me the entire year. Okay, I understand that. It's allowing me to go all the way till the end of 2012 into 13. But then what it says is, remember this too. We're all on the same page. So you don't have to feel like you're all alone. I know, like I said before, you get put into that freaking MRI machine, and you live, and, or rather you're born and you die alone. But while you are alive, there are people that love you. There are people that get you. There are people that want you in their world. I want you in my world to make it richer, as much as I hope to make your life richer too. Thank you.